Hello, students and viewers. Welcome to Teaching Online of St. Charles College, Onitsha. My name is Chukwuma Ogonna from the English department. Our topic for today's lesson is adverbs or adverbials of time, frequency, reason, and place. Before we proceed, let's first look at the specific objective of this lesson. By the end of the lesson, the students should be able to 1. Define adverb. 2. Mention the kinds of adverb. 3. Identify adverbs in sentences as well as say their kinds and grammatical functions. 4. Use adverbs of time, frequency, place, and reason correctly in sentences. Okay. Firstly, let's look at the meaning of adverb. An adverb is among the open class items of the English parts of speech. That is to say that an adverb is among the major parts of speech of English language. An adverb is a word that modifies or qualifies a verb, adjectives, or other adverbs in a sentence. An adverb can also be described as a word which adds information to other words by telling you how, when, why, where, how frequently, and to what extent an event takes place. Adverbs include words like amazingly, beautifully, extremely, tomorrow, now, majestically, today, with anger, in a sarcastic way, kindly, in the classroom, at the park, in order that, so as, quite, to, because of, etc. Okay, now let's look at the functions of adverbs in sentences. Adverbs generally modifies or qualifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs in sentences. This can be illustrated in the following sentence. For example, adverbs that modify verbs are as follows. Mr. Adam taught the course yesterday. In the above sentence, yesterday is the adverb in that sentence, and it modifies the verb taught. It adds more information to the verb taught by telling us when Mr. Adam taught the course. So its function in this sentence is that it modifies the verb taught in that sentence. Let's again look at the second sentence. He talks foolishly. Here, foolishly is the adverb in this sentence, and its function in this sentence is that it modifies the verb talks by providing more information about the verb talks, telling us the manner in which he talks, thereby qualifying the verb talks. Again, the schoolgirl narrowly escaped the fatal accident. Here, narrowly is the adverb in this sentence, and it is an adverb of manner. Its function in this sentence is that it gives us more information about the verb escaped by telling us the manner in which the schoolgirl escaped the fatal accident. Okay, let's now look at adverbs that modify adjectives. In the first example, the car is very expensive. Here, the adverb very modifies the adjective expensive. The speaker can say the car is expensive, but the inclusion of very in that sentence is just to tell us something more about the adjective expensive by explaining the degree of expensiveness of the car, which is very, adverb of degree. The second example, my child is quite fair. Here, the adverb quite modifies the adjective fair by giving us more information about the adjective fair, telling us the extent of the child's fairness, which is quite fair. Now, we will feel that the child is very fair. Again, Ebuka is wonderfully handsome. Here, the adverb wonderfully modifies the adjective handsome. It also provides more information on the adjective handsome, giving us more information on the adjective handsome, by telling us the extent of the Ebuka's handsomeness, which is wonderfully handsome. Now let's look at adverbs that modify other adverbs. Number one example is, the man did the job quite well. Here, the adverb quite modifies the adverb well by giving us more information about the adverb well. telling us the extent to which the man can do the job well. Okay, now let's look at the second example. She sings so melodiously. Here, the adverb so modifies the adverb melodiously by providing the more information on melodious, giving us the extent to which the girl can sing melodiously. He talks diligently well. Here, the adverb diligently modifies the adverb well by also providing more information. Now, let's look at the formation of adverbs. Some adverbs that modify verbs are formed by the addition of suffix ly to the adjectives. For example, short, shortly, brief, briefly, quick, quickly, slow, slowly, happy, happily, foolish, foolishly, careless, carelessly, etc. Others are words that can stand alone. Now, let's look at the positions of adverbs in sentences. Like other major parts of speech, adverbs occupy certain positions in sentences. Adverb can be found in the first position or sentence initial, middle position or sentence medial, and final position or sentence terminal position. For example, naturally, man is wicked. Here, the adverb naturally is found at the sentence initial or the first position in the sentence. 2. Man is naturally wicked. Here, the adverb naturally now occurs at the middle position in this sentence instead of at the first. Now, again, man is wicked naturally. Here, adverb occur at the final position or the sentence terminal. Another example is recently, Adami had an accident. Here, the adverb recently occurs at the first position. Adamu has recently had an accident, or Adamu was recently involved in an accident. Here, the adverb recently now occurs at the middle position. Now, again, Adamu had an accident recently. Here, it occurs at the final position. However, it is important to note that there is no limit to the number of adverbial phrases that a single sentence may have. A sentence can have up to 3 or 4 different kinds of adverbial phrases. For example, the pupils were listening to the teacher during the lesson with rapt attention. In the above sentence, there are 2 different adverbs. 1, during the lesson, which is an adverb of time, with rapt attention, which is an adverb of manner. Let's look at the second example. The campaigner visited his supporters for solidarity last week, hurriedly in the dining room. There are in total 4 kinds of adverbs in this sentence. The first one is for solidarity, which is the adverb of reason. Last week, adverb of time. Hurriedly, adverb of manner. In the dining room, adverb of place. Now let's look at the kinds of adverbs. They include adverb of time, adverb of frequency, adverb of manner, adverb of place, adverb of reason or cause, adverb of purpose, adverb of degree, adverb of condition. Now let's first discuss the adverb of time. Adverbs are adverbial phrases of time, and those adverbs that express the time or period of an action or event. They provide more information by stating when an action occurred or will occur. They answer the question when of an action. They include now, then, yesterday, tomorrow, next day, before sunrise, last December, tonight, soon, late, afterwards, presently, early, already, formerly, etc. Let's look at some examples in sentences. Number 1, the team left the country yesterday. In this sentence, yesterday is the adverb of time because it tells us when the team left the country, which is yesterday. It answers the question, when did the team leave the country? Thereby, yesterday is added to this sentence to provide more information about the verb left. Again, we are learning English now. Now is the adverb of time because it adds more information to the verb learning by telling us when the action was performed. Dupe's parents visited Abuja last week. Last week is also the adverb of time that tells us when the action visited or occurred. Chike did his homework in the evening. The whole family woke up before sunrise. The aeroplane left very late. The man may soon return. Okay, let's now look at the adverb of frequency. Adverb of frequency is used to express how frequently an action or event occurs or will occur. They include always, often, or frequently, usually, normally, generally, regularly, sometimes, occasionally, rarely, seldom, hardly ever, scarcely ever, twice a year, weekly, monthly, biannually, and so on and so forth. These adverbs of frequency are also placed immediately after auxiliary verbs be, like am, is, are, was, were. For instance, I am always afraid in the thunderstorm. Here, the adverb of frequency always comes immediately after the auxiliary verb be, which is am. He is often bad-tempered. You are usually late. They were hardly ever ready on time. She was sometimes very kind to us, and so on. But these adverbs are also placed immediately in front of verbs in the simple present or simple past tense. For instance, he usually gets home from work at 6 o'clock. I never know why she did not like me. They often visit the museum every last Saturday of the month. Nevertheless, when they are used with verb forms with auxiliary verbs, for example, is learning, was being carried, has taken, will go, etc. These adverbs are placed immediately after the first auxiliary verb. For instance, I shall never visit the museum. He had regularly written to his brother. We have never seen anything like it. Poor Tunde is always being punished, and so on and so forth. Let's now discuss another type of adverb, which is adverb of reason or cause. Adverb of reason or cause is used to indicate the reason or cause for an action. They tell us why an action occurred. Examples include because of, for, of, etc. Number 1. Shehu passed the examination because he worked hard. He smiled because of his results. The gates were locked for the family's safety. The teacher stayed behind for my sake. She died of drug abuse. Now let's look at another type of adverb, which is adverb of place. Adverbs or adverbial phrases of place indicate the place of an action or where the action was performed. Hence, they answer the question where of an action. Examples include here, there, under the table, near, over, in the air, in the classroom or library, school, home, market, over, on the desk, etc. Examples in sentences include he has gone home. Here, home tells us where he went to. I kept the pen there. There is the adverb of place that answers the question, where did I keep the pen? Which is there. I saw it quite near. My sister went to the market. All the people are busy reading in the library. My dear students, we've come to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Now, answer these questions. 1. Define an adverb. 2. Mention the kinds of adverb. 3. Make 2 sentences with adverbs to show 1. Time. 2. Frequency of actions. 3. Reason or cause. 4. Place. Number 4. Identify the adverbs in each of the sentences below and state their kinds and grammatical function in each of the sentences. A. The expected letter arrived on Tuesday. B. She has traveled home. C. We always see each other. D. She works exceptionally fast. E. Mr. Amandi goes to the post office every day for his mail. Answer the questions and submit to my WhatsApp number 090-129-27757. Bye. Till my next lesson.